Breaking news, Zepbound is now available for the cash pay price straight from Eli Lilly. I'm gonna tell you how. My name is Dr. G, and I'm an internal medicine doctor in Hollywood, Florida, and I also do consults on lifestyle modifications and have a special interest on weight loss and weight management. And like I said before in previous videos, I've had issues and shortages, and it was on the FDA list of shortages, and you could get it one of two ways. You'd have to wait for the pens to get in, the 2.5, 5 milligrams, 7.5, 10, and 15 milligram pens were only available straight from the big box pharmacies and in limited supplies. So there was always an issue on whether or not you would find your next medication. That gave rise to the little known rule that the FDA has that if a medication is on the shortage list, compound pharmacies could then start making the meds and sell the meds safely, of course, under tight regulations. And you had some pharmacies were better at this than others, and you'll have issues with counterfeiting, of course. So there was uncertainty among a lot of the people who were getting their medications as to what they're getting. So that's why I always said to go ahead and go to one of your trusted doctors, one of your trusted physicians, to go to their compound pharmacy, like we do here, and get one that is known to work. It's real. It actually is what you think it is because you're getting it from someone who actually cares about the outcome, right? So now, Eli Lilly has decided, finally, and I said this months ago, I think in May, when we talked about the shortage issue, why wouldn't they just put it in a vial if it's an issue with the pen? This led me to believe that there was another issue, there was another problem, maybe producing the medication itself. But just last week, they've decided to go ahead and put it on their Eli Lilly Direct. They have a pharmacy that you can go right on their website and look up, and you'll see the prices for their 2.5 milligram vials. A single dose vial comes in 2.5 milligrams, or their 5 milligram vials. You get 4 vials of 2.5 milligrams at just $399 for the whole month. Or you could get the 5 milligram vial, 4 of them, for $549 for the month. Now, I understand if you were on the savings card, you were going through your insurance and your insurance paid for it or they covered it, you could get the savings card and you can apply the savings card and get quite a discount. But if you were now unable to use a savings card or just plainly your insurance company does not cover the medications at all, you have another option. You have this option and you don't want to go the compound route. Maybe your doctor doesn't have a trusted pharmacy or compound pharmacy they deal with, or you just don't want to deal with the possibility of not getting what you think it is. You just want to guess on if the tirzepatide that you're getting in the vial is actual tirzepatide. Here, you're getting it directly from the manufacturer. So how does this work? You would need to go to your doctor and they would have to they're very strict about making sure that the doctors are using it for the actual purposes that the FDA approved indications. And we've talked about those indications. Let's talk about them again. 27% BMI or more with a comorbid disease that puts you at high risk for complications. Dyslipidemia, high cholesterol or high LDL, established heart disease is one. Kidney disease is one. Established stroke is one. Anything that can, of course, diabetes is another one with it, BMI greater than 27. Or if your BMI is greater than 30% all by itself, no other comorbid diseases or comorbid situations that need to be handled, you qualify for Zepbound for weight loss, just to lose weight, not to control diabetes or anything else. These boxes have to be checked. They're actually requiring that patients go through a medical doctor, either your own or a telehealth doctor, or even they have one built in on their website, which is kind of crazy, that they have all this set up. But also very, very interesting because now it has shown that this model can work. The prices don't have to be as high because you don't have to worry about, they don't have to worry about making even more money by sending it through to the pharmacies or whatever other middleman that has to get whatever money that they have to get. Insurance companies, I don't know. The prices are jacked up because of different steps that the things have to go through, like any other product in the world. If it has to go through 5 people to get there, the prices will eventually come up higher and the end user will have to pay all 5 of those people. That's just the way it works. I'm thinking that's the way it works here because look, all of a sudden, the 2.5 milligram vial, it's not a pen, so there's gonna be some learning or you're gonna have to, I've got a couple videos on how to inject yourself. So you're gonna have to pull out the medication, the total volume inside the vial and inject yourself. It's not gonna come in a pen. And the cool thing is, they also provide the syringes and the needles to also inject yourself. Big hurdle is in, a bit for here in the United States. We're not very versed on, the normal population is not very versed on injecting ourselves unless, we don't have a lot of vial medications that we give. Mostly everything's in a liquid form. It's a pill or, well, mostly everything's in a pill form, or it's in a liquid form, or it's a suppository of some sort. Very little medications are injectable. And we send them, in the outpatient setting outside of the hospital. We don't really do that much here with that outside of it, maybe just a couple issues. And the biggest one you could think of is diabetes. We have some people who have clotting issues. In the short term, we would give them some injections at home. And even that is very, very scarce. And we do our best to convert them to an oral medication as quickly as possible. So there's not a lot of experience in the population, at least here in the United States, with self-administrating your own injections. So just know that your doctor now has the ability to, if you've just been plain out denied the medication through your insurance company, you can actually now have your doctor send the script directly to Eli Lilly. And then Eli Lilly would contact you and arrange direct payment for the medication that you need. Again, 2.5 milligram vials, 4 of them goes for $399, which is a significant discount from the $1,300, $1,200 level for a 2.5 milligram vial, cash money out of your pocket for the vial. So I'm offering you this information for those who do want to jump on a GLP-1 agonist as part of their lifestyle modification journey to start losing weight, right? And you really don't have a lot of confidence, or you don't know exactly, a compound pharmacy that you would trust per se, and you really, really want to be sure that the medication is exactly what you think it is. Now, if you're getting it from Eli Lilly, you're getting a real deal, right? There's no doubt about it. So if you have maybe had a bad experience with a compound pharmacy before, or you think you didn't get what you bought, and you want to give it another try because you really do need to get your lifestyle modified the right way and get this weight off to live a better life, to decrease your chances of all types of comorbid issues, such as, high blood pressure, diabetes, some cancers, renal disease, strokes, heart attacks, all types of stuff like that, right? You want to get your weight off, but you're having a problem with the appetite suppression. It's just making it so hard for you to get your weight off. So you want to try something and your insurance doesn't cover it, and here it is. So super, super simple. They made it pretty simple. I will give them that, right? I don't work for these people. They give me no kickbacks. I make $0 off of anything that Eli Lilly sells, right? I do research for all types of, conditions. Never did any research on Zepbound. So even then, it wouldn't be classified as a kickback. I get no money off of this. This is another point I want to get on. Like, I get nothing from all of these sales that, these multi-billion-dollar companies are making. I make $0, right? I get the satisfaction of knowing that my patients and the community at large is getting information on a potentially life-changing medication that gives patients the opportunity to now make a significant change in their weight, long-term weight changes, by suppressing your appetite enough so that you can change your nutrition, change your activity level, lower the food noise, and get to where you need to get to slowly come off of these medications. I am not a proponent of lifetime Zepbound or lifetime any other GLP-1 agonist for the reasons of weight loss, because I think true and long-lasting weight loss is not acquired by the medication. It's really acquired by you making a change in your nutrition, making a change of understanding why you are eating the proportions and the kinds of foods you're eating, making a change in how you move your body on a consistent basis, and finding that combination of things that you like to do with your body and that you enjoy, that unlocking that, putting those things together so that you can do that for as long as possible for the rest of your life and enjoy a happy life and healthy life. So I think this is groundbreaking news because not only that, I think they're going to expand this opportunity, right? Of course, the main reason they're doing this is because they want to make sure that these compound pharmacies are no longer making the money. Let's be honest. I do not, think that they're really altruistically are doing this in order to actually affect any real change in weight. They're doing it for money, right? They're doing it because they know over the last 2 years or so, the more popular GLP-1 agonist medications for both indications of diabetes and weight loss, the ones for diabetes, we're talking about Ozempic and Mounjaro, and then Wegovy and Zepbound just recently, last October, got its FDA approval for weight loss. And so it's been almost a full year that you've been sitting here. And it's basically, as soon as it came out, it was already on the shortage list. So it's basically been sold, I think, if not, well, I won't say neck and neck with compound pharmacies, but the compound pharmacies have actually been helping to cover the gap. The ones that are honest and the ones that are selling actual equivalent medications to the branded medication are actually filling in a gap, a much needed gap, which is why that rule exists in the FDA that if a medication that is, widely used and needed in the community, seen as a needed medication and put on the shortage list by the actual manufacturer, can be then compounded safely and used safely by the community. That's why this rule exists. So now that Zepbound is being taken off of those lists, I do expect that if you have been getting your medications through compound pharmacies, very shortly, Zepbound will no longer be available as it is right now through your compound pharmacy because they're going to be taking it off the list. The company Eli Lilly will be able to go after compound pharmacies and tell them, hey, we're suing you because you're selling our stuff and we're not on the shortage list anymore. So expect that if you are getting your medications through a compound pharmacy, even if it's great, I'm a proponent of good compound pharmacies, supporting local compound pharmacies because they do serve a great purpose. But just know that very, very soon, in the next month or two, I absolutely expect that Zepbound will not be as available at all through your compound pharmacy. And if you don't qualify through your insurance, they want you to go through other medications or it's just not covered, this is your next best or probably your only option at this point is to go cash pay on the 2.5 milligram dose and the 5 milligram dose. Now, obviously, this brings up a new question, a new problem. What are you going to do if you're in 7.5? You've already graduated 7.5. You understand your body needs 7.5 or 10 or 15 milligrams. That's a question that Eli Lilly is going to have to answer, right? Obviously, the math doesn't work so well if you have to get 10 milligrams at the 4 vials of 5 milligram goes for $549. So if you were to double up to get 10 milligrams, you're talking about $1,000 a month. That clearly does not work. The math doesn't work anymore. And your saving card program that they have doesn't work on this cash pay pricing. The cash pay pricing is straight up cash pay pricing. It just doesn't math out, right? So unfortunately, can't use the savings cards here where we get almost a 50% discount on the pricing. So maybe you'll have to go through to the savings card, which I don't know if they're going to continue that. What I'm hoping is going to happen is they're going to start to present a 7.5 milligram vial and maybe either a 10 or a 15, hopefully both, or all 5. Maybe they're going to do all the dosing through their online pharmacy, where then your doctor, if it's something that's, it makes sense for any comorbidities or BMI alone, and you fit the indication for the medication, they can send this particular script for what dose they want you to be on directly to Eli Lilly, which would then contact you for payment, and then you would get it. Now, it would make sense. Let's say, I don't know, if the 7.5 was around $600, 650 or 700, maybe 600 bucks. And then, 10 milligrams, if they can keep it all below, I think $800, $700, it's not as good as a savings card, which would, kind of goes through your insurance. It's one of those things that you would try the saving card first and then do this. Now, Lastly, I have a lot of patients who are on 2.5 milligrams of Zepbound, of tirzepatide, compound tirzepatide, or the real deal through the manufacturer. And we slowly titrate up. I'd say 50% of them stop at 5 milligrams and have 3 to 4 pounds of weight loss a week. Up to 3 to 4 pounds of weight loss, maybe 5, some of them even, which is kind of high, right? I like to average around 4 or 5, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. If we average around 4, I'm happy. Getting 16 pounds off a month, that's more than enough, especially if you're on the higher end of the scale. We've got patients that are up there, 300 pounds, that need to come down. If you're up in the 5 milligrams and you're coming down at 4 to 5 pounds a week, I'm not too mad, right? I think that's okay. And we do well and we don't have any complications with, Ozempic face or Ozempic butt or any other Ozempic body part that you can think of. They're doing just fine because we prioritize protein. We prioritize resistance training. We make sure we count our macros and we make sure we're taking in the right amount of calories to mitigate that weight loss and make sure that we are getting body composition that we're looking for. So that's very important. And the point here is that I have no patients on 15 milligrams. We have a few patients on 10. Most are on 5 and 7.5. So I'm hoping that the 7.5 will also be offered and given a steep discount. I'd say $650 is not a bad deal for the 7.5 milligrams if you absolutely need it. But you probably could get by with the 5 milligrams and just crank up the nutrition, crank up the working out. You just got to do a little bit more work on your end versus the appetite suppression if you're not getting it all the way. So if that price difference is going to be a problem for you, that's where you need to lie. Again, this is not a lifelong medication. In my eyes, in my opinion, I think that you could get along with this 3, 4, 5 months max, get you ramped up, and then you can take this off and lean on your lifestyle modifications. Lean on the skills that you have learned over the 4 or 5 months with the positive feedback that you're getting of losing weight, and your body's like, yeah, I'm loving this, and your brain is, I'm loving this. I am completely on that level of how we manage our patients on these GLP-1 agonist medications. It's not meant for everyone to be on there for a very long time, right? And definitely, I would prefer like nobody's on there for a lifetime, not for obesity. I would prefer that we lean on the lifestyle modifications. If you need lifestyle modification coaching, you can go ahead and look for me. The link is below. But right now, today, what I want you to do for someone who's gonna jump on one of these things probably very soon, now that you have the opportunity and you know where to get it, you get the branded medication straight from the manufacturer, jump on my TDEE calculator. I've designed one, it's down here in the description below. It's going to help you get started to let you know how many calories you need to be on and the macros, right? We can talk about this on a one-to-one consult call on exactly how to use a calculator like this to form a nutrition map, right? I'm not going to say a diet or a menu, but we could talk this one-to-one, or you can just use a TDEE calculator to see exactly where your macros need to be. Down in the description below. Again, big news from Eli Lilly just this past week. I wanted to get a good idea about what was going on with it, so here it is. See you soon.